Hello, everyone. How many of you know the meaning of self-actualization? To put it plainly, it's when one reaches their maximum potential. In the book by Jeff Beals, he points out that Maslow claimed that true self-actualization is very rare and that no more than 2% of the world's population ever reaches it. I believe within the pages of this book lies the answers to get started on the path to self-actualization. I'll be discussing this in a bit more detail in the slides to come. You may be asking yourself, what's in this for me? This book is much more than just self-marketing. It also helps us to achieve everything in between, from when to start self-promoting to what to do when you're at the top. No matter what your view of success is, this book provides the knowledge to achieve it, whether that's getting the most out of your professional gatherings or promoting yourself to the masses. This book also does an excellent job providing real-world problems and solutions. Everything from nerves on the job interview, kind of like this guy, to overcoming procrastination. Some of you may still be skeptical, like I was. You're probably thinking, this is another success story that is not truly attainable for the average person. After just a few chapters, I began to realize this wasn't the case at all. This book is full of examples of how people like you and I can become a business of one. For example, he states, when I was a senior in college, I set up a series of one-on-one meetings with accomplished individuals who worked for companies that interested me. He was not handed his success either. He worked hard to get ahead in the ever-changing business world. He offers different solutions to many problems that we must surpass to become successful. This book is definitely a step-by-step guide to success. One of the things Jeff points out is self-actualization is what this book is all about. Here are a few things I found to be extremely helpful to attaining this. He gives us all the ins and outs to building your self-brand. He provides tips and tricks to overcome fears. He also explains in detail the best way to set and achieve goals. Additionally, this book excels at the best ways to present yourself in any situation. Here's a closer look at personal branding. He explains that the perfect time to start working on branding is as soon as college. When looking at your brand, you must first decide the target industry, then brand yourself accordingly. He also tells us it is extremely useful to become an expert at something. It will help your brand if you can offer information that others can't. Now, he probably wasn't talking about Jenga, obviously, but instead look into something that is interesting and will benefit the image that you're trying to grow. Lastly, one of the things that stuck out to me was that 20% of the people get 80% of the opportunities. This gentleman is a prime example. Some might say he wasn't the best choice for president, but he is one of the most recognizable presidents in history. One of the things that hit home for me was the fact that nearly everyone has some kind of anxiety about talking to new people or giving a speech. This book goes into a lot of detail about tricks that can help to overcome anxiety. One example was talking in front of a mirror and practicing small talk with yourself or your friends and family. Additionally, he explains how to make your way into conversations if you are around complete strangers. He says after doing this enough, he actually preferred going to gatherings alone, which just sounds amazing to me because I couldn't do that until I start practicing these steps. Well, now that the small talk is out of the way, let's get moving on to the goals. Having goals is one of the most important tools to success. This book gives great detail about when to write, look over, and adjust your goals. It also does an excellent job explaining how to prioritize your workload to achieve those goals. It gives excellent tips, such as sharing your goals with a friend or making the goals specific so they can be tracked more easily. The last thing I'll be talking about is one of the most important for newly graduated students. It's not always what you know, it's how personable you are. The book reiterates it in several chapters to be professional and courteous to everyone. If you build a good rapport with someone, they are more likely to hire you. He states no one wants to work with someone that they don't like. Seems a given. He gives many examples of how to do this, but one such example is to ask the interviewer about themselves. Jeff clarifies how to get your resume recognized to get you in the door and also the things to stay away from. Once you have the interview, he gives detailed descriptions of how to present yourself. Those are just a few of the many amazing things this book offers. If anyone is looking for a book that helps promote an image and then grow that image and helps build your client base and helps your interview skills or finding success, and last but not least, helps you find self actualization, then this is the book for you. Thank you.